you can hear us. If not,
All right.
there are problems. But we have round 2 up for you guys. There was a slight repair, so apologies for the slight break there. We're going to be having Alex Collins
versus Sean Bannen.
Okay, and these are, I think they're both from Michigan.
Yes,
if I'm
they
not
are.
mistaken. Okay, and Sean, pretty much a regular on our streams now.
Absolutely.
Running the same squad as always, but Alex, he's going to be running Kangaskhan, Driftblim, Tapu Koko, Salamence, Metagross, and Tapu Lele. Hey, he might be a little too early here. He's got 3 Mega Pokemon, but there's no Megas in this format.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what that Kangaskhan can do, but for Sean, of course, he is running that Golduck, Pelipper, Metagross, Tapu Koko, Kartana, and Tapu Lele.
Yeah, so Kangaskhan, a really niche support Pokemon. It does, of course, have Scrappy Fake Out, really useful for hitting those Driftblims, but Driftblim's not even on the right side here. It's also on Alex's side. So his team is very interesting, and we'll have to see where he goes. He's got that Lele Metagross combination before the Mega, but it's still a solid combination. You see both players running it, actually.
Absolutely, and there's also, of course, the option of doing the Bulldoze with the Salamence to proc a weakness policy for that Metagross.
And both players also running Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele with the dual Tapus. It's going to be an all-out terrain war here.
And too bad none of them have the ATV, the Venomoth, because he works in all the terrains.
Oh, that's right. So, might also see some weather changing here if Drifblim is carrying Sunny Day, but it also just has that raw Tailwind power, just go right away.
Absolutely. So I'm hoping to see that Kangaskhan because I'm really interested to see what it does this game.
Yeah, it may be limited though, because both sides do have Tapu Lele, and Kangaskhan's one of his greatest tools, Fake Out. Not workable in the Psychic terrain, of course, so... And Sean does not have any flyers outside of Pelipper.
Alright, but we see Sean lead off with the Tapu Lele and the Pelipper.
And we're going to see Tapu Lele and Driftblim from Alex here. So we're going to proc that Seed, presumably, unless it's carrying Electric Seed for some reason.
Just in case you wanted to be able to live physical attacks a little better and maybe throw off your opponent.
Yeah, no Bamboozle here, though. That is Psychic Seed. And Drizzle's going to set off as well. And I think Sean's Tapu Lele procced Psychic Terrain first, so might be a speed differential here.
Absolutely. So one thing that I think is that we're both going to see both of these players just go for the Tailwind right away. Just so one player knows that they don't get the advantage. But actually we see that Driftblim go for the Sunny Day.
Yeah, that's going to mess up Sean's plans a little more than Hail would, I think. So he may want to pull out that Pelipper as we see Psychium Z coming out.
I believe that is from Sean's side.
Sean's side, Tapu Lele psyching itself up to release that Shattered Psyche, presumably into the Driftblim. I don't think it has enough bulk to lift this hit, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
And,
I
its bulk.
think if you run a very, very bulky boy, I believe it can. But he is not running enough bulk, if that is even possible. So
yeah,
Driftblim
so
just
no
gets knocked
Tailwind
out.
on this side here. Psychic gonna go down into Pelipper. Gonna knock it down to that Focus Sash, of course. We're about to see a Tailwind, probably.
Alright, as that Pelipper does just go for that Tailwind.
Alright, so Sean getting off that Tailwind, really important here. So now, Alex without the Driftblim, gonna be losing that speed trade here for the next few turns. And we do know that Sean's Lele outpaces Alex's, though it still might be a speed tie.
Yeah.
It's probably not. Metagross comes in for Alex.
So right now, that Tapu Lele is definitely threatened by that Metagross, but they do have the speed advantage on Sean's side of the field.
Pelipper looking pretty useless here. Might want to switch out. Also fearing maybe a possible Bullet Punch from Metagross. Not common on Tapu Lele teams, but it's still a possibility that Sean has to look out for, and he also wants that rain up, I bet. So.
Absolutely, because right now, 50% accurate, Hurricanes and Weakened Scalds are not looking too good from that Pelipper.
Alright, and Alex not revealing too much with that Tapu Lele other than it has Psychic, so still has that up its sleeve. Maybe hacking that Psychium Z, maybe he's just choice specs, we don't know yet.
Alright, as we see Sean switch out into his own Metagross.
Gonna take all those Psychic attacks or Steel attacks. You do see the Scald, just gonna stay in, go for that Sun boosted Scald. No burn though, yeah.
Unfortunately, the Sun does not boost the ability of Scald's burn rate.
Alex gonna Psychic and finish off that Pelipper, And Metagross dodging a Meteor Mash on Sean's side. Pretty free switch there. And now Alex's Tapu Lele is the one facing the heat.
All right, as we see Sean go right out into the Tapu Koko.
Gonna change that terrain up right here. Now Alex is gonna be a little bit on the back foot. He was already kind of there, and that turn was one of the ways he could have turned it around. But Sean, making sure he's keeping all the momentum and the power in this scenario, has the Tapu Koko ready. Life Orb, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So a lot of power, possibly on the Metagross or Tapu Lele here.
Absolutely. Right now, that Tapu Koko is in a great spot. Sean's Metagross can always just go for the Meteor Mash into the Tapu Lele, do plenty of damage, but we see his Tapu Lele just go for the Protect.
Here comes Thunderbolt into that Metagross. Gonna do a lot of damage. Doesn't pick up the knockout, so sliver of health here. Metagross gonna Meteor Mash into that Protect, so here's Alex's one chance to do damage. Meteor Mash into Tapu Koko.
And it is not enough to pick up the KO, but with the potential Bullet Punch, it might be able to pick it up.
Yeah, we still don't know here. Sean could be in trouble if Bullet Punch is an option, but if Sean packs his own Bullet Punch, he can out Bullet Punch the Bullet Puncher.
Oh man, Bullet Punch. It's how do it work? All right, as we see that Metagross actually just go for the Protect.
Another try to double Protect stall that Tailwind turn. Tapu Koko gonna go for that Dazzling Gleam. Knows he's gonna pick up that Metagross regardless. Gonna do a little more damage to itself too.
As we see Sean go for the Meteor Mash into that Tapu Lele.
Gonna pick up the knockout for sure here. And Alex down to his last two Pokemon, but at least he stalled out Tailwind.
Yeah, so right now if he has his own Tapu Koko in the back, he can bring that out and hopefully do enough damage to maybe claw himself back into this game.
Alright, we do see him bringing that Tapu Koko, so we've got a bit of a mirror match here. Sean still has to be careful with that Bullet Punch possibility on Metagross, though he may be inferring or hoping that it just doesn't have it. Alex here, he's got a Tapu Koko as well, but it could be privy to some Dazzling Gleam Meteor Mash damage.
Absolutely. So right now, that if he doesn't have that Bullet Punch, he does have to consider that there is a potential for a speed tie between those Tapu Kokos.
Sean is going to swap Metagross for Tapu Lele once more. Gonna set up that Psychic Surge, make sure Tapu Koko doesn't have the power to play in electric terrain.
As we see Sean go first and use Dazzling Gleam and able to knock out that Metagross.
Yeah, it might have been a speed tie win there, but at least Tapu Koko is very low on health. As Alex made a call here, going for that Dazzling Gleam. Pretty good call there, gonna pick up that Tapu Koko and do some damage to Tapu Lele, but I think it's a little too late here. Metagross going to come in and force Tapu Koko to kind of pick a target.
Yeah, right now Sean's in a great position. All he has to do is target one of Alex's, has to target Alex's mom, and he doesn't even have to worry about any mind games really.
Yeah, there is still a way out, and that would be to hope Metagross misses a lot of times.
Absolutely.
And maybe get a critical hit on Tapu Lele here. Those are options, but they're pretty far gone options.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Alex, game's not over. You always have to play to your win conditions. So let's see what he actually goes for here. All right.
Coming out. Gonna be hitting Metagross here. Doing over half. Maybe he just wanted to see the calc there.
As that Tapu Lele just goes for the Psychic and is able to pick up the KO.
Alright, that means that Sean's going to be taking game one. Looks like his Lele Koko Metagross core was just a bit stronger with the help of a bird.
Absolutely. So unfortunately for Alex, I really think that when he just set up the Sunny Day instead of going for Tailwind, I think that was a minor mistake because now he can't use that as that little secret information for next game because he revealed it and it really didn't give him too much mileage that first game.
Yeah, and I would probably say Alex maybe changes and Tailwinds the first turn so you can get that speed match. And if it survives again, then you can go for maybe Sunny Day. But it looks like the Sunny Day really didn't do very much.
Yeah.
There's no fire types to take advantage of it, and Sean didn't even bring his Golduck, so he's clearly fine playing without the rain here.
Absolutely. So I think if you're Alex, I think I would definitely go for the Tailwind. And if you're Sean, I'm actually pretty content with how I played that first game there.
Yeah, maybe an adjustment for Sean is maybe taking advantage of having Driftbloom use Tailwind instead of Sunny Day to bring your Golduck in reserve for the second game to try and have a one step ahead kind of deal.
Absolutely. All right, but as we see, Alex Collins locks in, and Sean is locked in too, so we are ready to get into the battle.
All right, let's see it. And it is Alex's birthday today, so happy birthday to Alex.
Absolutely.
Birthday
Hopefully.
squad.
Yeah, absolutely. We made sure we were going to mention it because we promised him, so we made sure to remember.
All right, it looks like Alex is going to lead with Tapu Lele Metagross, changing it up just a little bit. No Drifblim yet. Maybe he just decided to leave it on the bench this time.
As we see Sean also lead Tapu Lele Metagross.
Expect to see a lot of this next season, guys.
I'm excited. It's a super strong combination, no matter what year it's been so far.
Well, at least with Tapu Lele.
Yeah.
This is only really 2 years that could have been a thing.
I mean, that's 100% so far.
That's true. That's true. Statistics. Anyway, we do know that Sean's Tapu Lele does outspeed, and it looks like from last game that Sean's Metagross also outspeeds Alex's Metagross. So Sean kind of has the advantage just based on the speed alone.
Yeah.
And that puts Alex kind of in a bad spot with Tapu Lele specifically. He does have options to switch and maybe get rid of Psychic Terrain by switching into Coco, but I don't think he wants to have that damage put onto Tapu Coco.
Yeah, so right now, honestly, the Metagross is super threatening to both sides for obvious reasons, but it all depends on right now, because I think a lot of switching is going to have to happen.
See a Protect from Tapu Lele on Alex's side. That's going to be a Z Psychic. Very interesting call from Sean. Since both of Alex's Pokemon resisted it, Metagross really resists it.
Yeah, that's a quite a big resist, but let's see what Sean goes, or who targets in here.
I would probably say the Tapu Lele. It is going to be that Tapu Lele. Maybe fishing for a switch there. But the food protect, really not going to do that much.
Yeah, doing a little bit of chip damage.
Metagross is going to Meteor Mash,
Ooh.
but it's going to miss. So miss for miss here, as Alex is going to get that sweet, sweet damage on Tapu Lele. Free one-hit knockout there.
Absolutely. That was a really rough turn from Sean. He unfortunately did not call that protect correctly, and he kind of paid for it there.
And now we'll see what Sean does to replace that Tapu Lele. He's going to have to work a little bit harder to try and take this game away.
Absolutely. Losing your Tapu Lele turn 1 is never fun. Losing any Pokemon turn 1 is never fun, but he does switch into his Kartana.
And Kartana is pretty good in this situation for Tapu Lele, as well as for Metagross if it's packing something like Night Slash, which definitely is an option if you're running Assault Vest, which
Absolutely.
I think Sean is known for running.
Yes, he is.
So we'll see if he has Night Slash for this Metagross, but otherwise it might have a hard time dealing with Metagross.
Absolutely. So one possibility is that he could just try to let the Metagross sit there, maybe just start doing a little bit of damage to it, but as we see Alex switch into his Drifblim to get the Psychic Seed and the Unburden boost.
Smart Strike coming out from Kartana, gonna hit Drifblim for about half of its health. Metagross also, no slouch, gonna start doing damage with Meteor Mash, but onto Metagross.
Oh, as we see, Alex's Metagross actually does have that Hammer Arm.
Hammer, I'm gonna do a good number on Kartana. Probably put it in range of Shadow Ball despite the Assault Vest here. And Drifblim looking pretty healthy here. Could also go for just a Tailwind. Really a lot of options available for Alex right now. His Metagross is putting in a lot more work than Sean's is right now.
Yeah, right now Sean's in a really rough position. Alex still has all of his Pokemon available to him. So right now, if you're Sean, I think you really need to start figuring out what is my win condition at this point.
Alex is going to go for that Shadow Ball into Kartana, just trying to get the knockout here, as it does, yes.
Alright, so now we are going to see Sean's Metagross go for Meteor Mash once again into the Metagross.
Yeah, he's really intent on trying to get this Metagross out of here, but, I mean, it's doing a lot more work than it should be allowed to. Possibly because Sean maybe didn't bring his Tapu Koko, otherwise he may have switched that in instead of Kartana.
Yeah.
But no, he did bring it, he just didn't need it, or didn't want to have it in against Metagross when he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So, with Tapu Koko now on the field, Alex really is just free to go for that Tailwind now and have that speed advantage. Though Metagross at -2 speed means it won't be getting an advantage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Metagross has been lowering its speed quite a bit with that Hammer Arm. But right now, if you're Alex, I'm pretty content with my position. He's currently up all of his Mons, and he still has the ability to go for those Tailwinds.
Alright, protect from Metagross, making sure it survives this turn after the Tailwind to maybe take advantage of it.
I mean, it'd be close for some of them, but Tapu Koko does go for that Thunderbolt, and he is able to pick up the KO.
Definitely going to knock out from that range. No amount of special defense would have helped. Alright, and Sean sticking with his guns, going for that Meteor Mash.
Oh man, alright, so Sean right now is looking like he's not going to have a fun time the rest of this match. I think that Tapu Lele can come out. Or if he does have that, if Alex does have his own Tapu Koko on the back. Oh, but he does.
It's going to be Tapu Lele coming in first here, so pretty interesting. Now we've got a sticky protect situation. Sean can protect his Tapu Koko from the Tailwind and Tapu Lele. But Tapu Lele could also just try to double up into Metagross with his own Metagross. Really risky plays from both sides possibly happening this turn. I would suspect protect from Alex's Tapu Lele.
Yeah, so now that's one of the things when you're playing ahead is that you have to consider, like, what are my risks for these individual moves?
Oh, we see the Psychium Z go off for Alex here too, so it looks like he's packing the same thing that Sean is, but unlike Sean, he's going to be hitting someone a lot more vulnerable.
Ah. Alright, I would expect to see this go into the Tapu Koko right here. As we see, that is the fact, and I do not believe any Tapu Koko will be able to take this.
Yep, so that's going to be a good knockout for Alex. Now he doesn't even need his Tapu Lele anymore, so he's fine if it goes down this turn.
Absolutely.
But another miss from Sean's Metagross means that Alex's Metagross is still lowering that speed, getting that damage.
Absolutely. For Sean, that's pretty unfortunate, but I don't think he was in the greatest positions, even if that did manage to hit.
Right. Even if Meteor Mash had hit, like even say the Tapu Lele,
yeah,
that Hammer Arm still would have gone off. And Sean knows he's beat here. Alex up 3-1 there. Gonna be a good game 2 for Alex. Basically off of that cold stop turn 1 that Alex pulled.
Absolutely. All right. But if I was Sean, so if I'm sitting in Sean's position, I haven't brought the Ducks yet, so maybe that would be a nice adjustment for this final game.
Yeah, and Alex making a good adjustment here, didn't bring Drifblim, knowing that it kind of has the power to give him the momentum he needs to take over Sean's generally faster Pokemon, as well as, you know, do some damage. Shadow Ball was doing good pressure on the Metagross and Kartana. It still has that Tailwind option. Sunny Day is still an option too, so really I think Alex knows how he's going to deal with it. Probably not a good idea to bring Kangaskhan. Stick with your guns, the same 4 that you brought, although we don't know what his 4th was in game 2.
The nice thing about Drifblim against Sean's team is that he has a Kartana, which is pretty weak on the special defense side, and then 2 Mons that are weak to Shadow Ball. So that Drifblim, even if it doesn't need to set up the Sunny Day, still can do a good amount of damage.
Yeah, something that I think people don't value enough in Drifblim is its ability to do solid chunk damage with Shadow Ball. And Ghost is a really strong typing in formats where Psychic type is valued, or Pokemon with lower special defense, which is actually kind of typical of most Pokemon that are physical, which is usually the main attacking type. And that's definitely the case here, as most of Sean's Pokemon do have weaker special defense than defense.
Alright, as we see Sean lead out with the Tapu Lele and that Kartana.
And Alex is going to lead Tapu Lele Metagross. Hey, it worked last time, so do it again, right?
Absolutely.
Now Sean might have a bit more of a better time here with Kartana instead of Metagross, since Kartana still hasn't revealed whether it has Night Slash yet. So Alex might be thinking about that here. Regardless, Metagross for Alex is looking pretty nice. I think it'll be able to take a Night Slash no matter what.
Yeah.
Alex maybe wants it to happen if he's carrying Weakness Policy, as most Metagross do. Get that good +2 attack boost, really make sure this Pokemon becomes a threat.
And if I'm Sean, I know that Alex's Metagross is carrying that Hammer Arm, and that will do a good amount of damage to his Kartana.
Another option Alex can do is if he brought Salamence, he can bring that and intimidate Kartana further. Of course, it's a little risky considering Tapu Lele is on that field, but we'll see what he does.
Absolutely. Alright, as we see Sean switch out his Tapu Lele into his own Metagross.
Alright, so putting out both his steals down right now. Tapu Lele gonna protect here. Very safe, not gonna take this Smart Strike damage.
As we see Sean go for that Smart Strike, and Alex is Metagross goes for the hammer into that Kartana.
Hammer Arm gonna do a lot of damage, lowering the speed in the process, but I mean, he was so slow last game, I don't think he even cared though.
Yeah, I mean, when you're picking up KOs, you don't really need to worry about your speed sometimes.
It's looking like Alex's Metagross is gonna put in a lot more work this game too, so kind of carrying the team at this point, but Alex is gonna have to do something with his Tapu Lele. Facing down 2 steals is something you never want to see Tapu Lele do.
Yeah, Tapu Lele is one of those mons who not really wanting to be facing down those steel types, but we shall see what Sean is able to do.
Maybe capitalize on the switch like he wanted to last game, possibly. But it looks like no, Alex is just going to stay in, take the Smart Strike.
And that is able. Oh, actually, just lives it.
And here comes that Psychic to take out the Kartana. Really clutch survival on Alex's side. Maybe he has the defense investment for that.
That seems like it has to be a thing that he calced for, because that is such a ridiculous thing that most people wouldn't even consider.
Sean's going to get that attack boost off of Meteor Mash, which he did smartly double target so that in the case he didn't knock out with Kartana, he would still get the knockout.
And we see Alex just go for that hammer arm into Sean.
So with a +1 Metagross on Sean's side of the field, it's looking a little bit better than it was last game for Sean, especially because Alex lost his Tapu Lele, which means no more Z move, no more pressure on Sean's Tapu Koko, speak of the devil, and we'll see what happens with Alex.
As we see the Drifblim come out for Alex.
And it looks like Drifblim is not going to receive the Seed Boost. Very unfortunate. So now Drifblim is just kind of in hot water.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but Sean does have his Tapu Lele in the back, so that may be a way for Alex to eventually get that Psychic Seed.
Yeah, Alex will have to try to get Tapu Koko off the field as fast as possible here. I might have been more okay seeing the Salamence there, as I keep saying, and I know I told myself that he shouldn't change any game plan, but seeing a Salamence here would have been really nice since Sean did not bring any of his ducks once again.
Absolutely. One thing I think we could see from Sean is just a Thunderbolt right into that Drifblim, as that actually is what we see.
And that's going to be a clean knockout. There's no special defense boost saving Drifblim this time, and Alex did not want to switch in anything for that attack, as Metagross is just going to keep firing away those Meteor Mashes. Now at +1, going to hit a little harder.
Ooh, and that's a 3-hit KO as we see Metagross go for the Hammer Arm into Sean's Metagross.
Alright, so Alex getting slow, steady. Can he win the race though?
Yeah. Alright, so I think we're going to see, we see Alex's Tapu Koko come in here.
And from last game, or I guess first game, the game 1, we know that Sean's Tapu Koko has enough power to take out Metagross in this moment right now. And Alex definitely has enough power to take out Sean's Metagross, of course.
Yeah, one thing that I think Sean's going to have to consider is that with the Tapu Lele in the back, if that Metagross sticks around and is at a good amount of HP, he really is going to have to focus that Metagross down.
Alex's Metagross is going to protect, doesn't want to go down just yet, as Alex's Tapu Koko moves first, gets that Thunderbolt, really important, going to knock out Metagross.
And we see, oh, I forgot it was a Life Orb, and we see Sean's Tapu Koko Thunderbolt right into that protecting Metagross.
Yeah, Alex might have won that trade a little bit more because now Sean is forced to get rid of his own terrain, which means Metagross probably going to be taking this Thunderbolt. Not well, but enough to make sure that it can get off that one last Meteor Mash should Sean choose not to double up into Metagross here.
Absolutely. So right now, if I'm Sean, I think I really have to double into that Metagross because it will just sweep through me if I don't.
Yeah, that definitely causes problems here since Tapu Koko on Alex's side can do a double dazzle here.
Alright, so we see that Alex is locked in, and alright, as we see the Metagross just go for that double protect. And
Thunderbolt gonna come down onto Metagross. Not enough to knock out. Alex does indeed go for that Dazzling Gleam. He was probably hoping for that double protect so he could force it, but looks like Moonblast gonna come down and KO Metagross. So had Alex gotten that double protect, he would have been in a prime position to win the game.
Absolutely. I think if that double protect happened, it would have just been game over for Sean. But unfortunately, there's a reason why it is a risk. But I think at this point, Sean can just double target into that Tapu Koko and pick up the KO.
It's not quite over yet, and Alex still has a win con if he can knock out Tapu Lele with a Thunderbolt. But it looks like Sean's going to win that speed tie. Dazzling Gleam going to do way too much damage. It looks like Alex is going to get one last chance at life after Life Orb Recoil. Is Thunderbolt enough? It is not.
It's not enough.
And Alex is going to be taking the L with the Psychic Z Shattered Psyche.
A little bit of an overkill here, but let's see the animation go off.
Yeah, really excellent game from both players here. I do keep saying that I would have liked to see the Soundless, but I think the Drift Blim, had it have gotten the Seed Boost, would have been a different game, but that's just how the Seed mechanics work. Once a Tapu switches in, it's just overriding whatever is over there.
Absolutely. But well-played game by both players, as we see Sean go 2-0.
All right, and that puts our players up 2-0 and 1-1 going into round 3. And they were one of the more lengthier matches, so it looks like most of our players have indeed finished. So there should only be a small break between this round and the next round. We will see you then. Until then,
Enjoy.